number one, by far the number one upgrade, their website technology. We see a lot of hotels still, especially the upscale ones in 3-4 star category, 5-star category, they're focused on look and feel, which is very important. Got that. But you're competing with platforms that are very robust on technology and very robust on content. And they're adding more and more content. They have thousands of people generating content. So I think the number one guidance that we give to the hotel is you can't out-compete OTAs on paid advertising. And now the OTAs are starting to outcompete you even on the base SEO and natural search. So you gotta get the technology right for your platforms. So that's, I think, the number one. Number two is really identify your goals, right? What do you want, right? If ROI is the biggest thing, you can do that, but understand what that means. So understand what your goal is, and don't hone in on the third thing I would say along the same line is how you measure it. So you gotta make sure your technology is robust. You gotta get the right goals so that you can get the right marketing mix. And then in terms of measurement, don't focus on the last click or what the last source was. Look up the funnel and see what interactions consumers have had so that you truly know which channel is being effective. So those are the three things that we tell our customers.
So I think one of the most important ones is try to get out of the way of the noise. There's a lot of noise in social media, and I don't mean the noise that is generated within social media. That is just a fact of life. What I mean in more particular terms is the noise around social media, around things like artificial intelligence and the likes. These are simply going to happen. And hoteliers, I think, need to get used to the fact that you're not going to get control over this. People bring their own artificial intelligence, whether it's Siri or Google Assistant or whichever, they will bring that to the hotel, and that is the one they are going to use. So in a way, it's get out of the way of your customers' technology and really revert back to basics. What is a hotel at the fundamental level? And I think hotels have a lot to differentiate themselves from the likes of Airbnb and so on. So rather than trying to become someone that answers the desires of an Airbnb customer, hoteliers have a lot of opportunity to be very different and provide services that no Airbnb host can. So yeah, in a way, get back to operating a hotel, be a host, and allow technology to assist you in the decision making rather than becoming a decision maker of minutiae that is very difficult to decide on without the assistance of technology.
I think we also need to be aware of, as we're measuring our acquisition costs more, we also need to be measuring what we're giving away. So it's not just about how much it costs to get the guest, but how much is it costing us to keep the guest, and how much is it costing us to keep the guest happy. So is what we're giving away in concessions to keep our guest happy, is that number changing? Is it becoming more significant over time, and does it vary between our market segments? Because the type of guest may want something different than another type of guest, and the cost associated with keeping that guest happy and meeting their expectations may be different.
Number one being be responsive and be proactive, to this, new innovations and disruptors such as sharing economy, Airbnb. Number two is being open-minded to embrace these new innovations in the technology as well as data analytics world. And number three being more proactively educate our next generation of this employee to better train them, to better prepare them, to quickly adapt into this business environment.
And I would say that mobile is unique in that the desktop is to millennials what the call center is to baby boomers. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is Generation Z grew up on that mobile phone. They don't really know how to interact with a clunky old desktop, and that's not what their preference is. So as you think about that new generation of customer that's going to be coming into your hotel, and the ones that are going to be driving your future business, it's very important to realize that mobile first should be your strategy. And that means developing an architecture that's responsive on mobile web, because people still do find you through mobile search. Building apps, if you don't have the distribution and the platform and the demand, your app may not have as much leverage as your mobile responsive web might have. And as you build these tools, think about localization and international languages. Sites like Expedia, we have 200 various different sites, and we're in 70 countries, 35 languages, and we actually support 35 different currencies. But on top of that, we offer diverse payment methods. So things like Bitcoin, and we just adopted Apple Pay for the mobile device, and PayPal. And so people want choice and they want flexibility, and it's all about removing those barriers to conversion along the way. And now you have to take all of those tools that you traditionally think about in a much larger platform, a larger screen on a mobile or on a desktop or laptop device, and squeeze that all down into a 5-inch screen. The future of machine learning is going to create a paradigm shift where test and learn will be actually now on the personal level. So we're entering a new era of personalization where now I'm optimizing for you as a customer. How can I make you convert? And then now it's about actually conversion on the individual level versus conversion over aggregate demand populations.